Hey, good evening, Monique.
Hi, Paul. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to everybody that's on their way.
Yeah, welcome to the Spiritual Talk for another week. It's lovely to be back again.
Yeah.
Weeks just go so quick, don't they, Monique?
Oh my gosh, do they ever? They
Yeah,
go by
yeah,
so quickly, and we always manage to get some very interesting guests on the show. It just amazes me. There's so many incredible people out there, skilled in their practices and their modalities, and
yes.
yeah, we never have problems finding some amazing people. So,
Yeah,
including today, as a matter
I was
of
going to
fact, right,
say
Paul?
today is obviously we've got a bit of a surprise today, haven't we? We was scheduled to have Leanne Turner, and unfortunately, Leanne has lost her voice. So we send our love to Leanne, and hopefully, when she gets her voice back, she'll be back. And I believe around about the end of the month. So that'll be good to get Leanne back on again. So hope you feel better soon, Leanne. But we do have a really exciting guest that stepped in the 11th hour. She's our hero this evening. Did you want to
Absolutely.
introduce her, Monique? We'll bring her in. Did you want
Yeah,
to?
sure. Oh, well, I'll introduce her first.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
are the audience, I don't see people coming in on the side here only because I don't have that option, it seems.
Yeah,
So,
we've got quite a few people coming in.
oh,
So
wonderful.
yeah,
Wonderful.
we've got
So I will introduce her. Her name is Brenda Brown, and she's here from beautiful British Columbia. And she's the founder of Mystic Waters Ranch. And her mission is to give you the opportunity to heal your mind, body, and soul with compassion and understanding with years of experience. She owns a ranch. Uh, This is her business,
yeah.
along with other modalities that she practices. On her
Okay.
ranch, she works with her horses to help facilitate people's healing. The horses help to identify the patterns and issues that her clients may be unaware of and that are making them feel stressed and unhappy. With the horses' ability to mirror in a loving and supportive way, her clients have the opportunity to see pure reflections to assist them in their own healing. As they change, the horses will reflect those changes immediately. Shifts happen quickly and easily. Brenda holds a master in NLP timeline clearing and is a family constellation facilitator, an advanced certified field facilitator. And she helps the facilitation of stuck emotions and energies in one's field, allowing them to shine their inner light and create the life they really want to live, supporting a new attitude towards living a healthier life. She also has experience working with clients in a naturopathic clinic for over 12 years and over 25 years working with horses. As a result, she can offer insights to assist you release layers of unwanted emotions, beliefs, patterns, and traumas in a loving and supportive way. That is amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah,
Let's get Brenda in.
yeah.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi,
Hi.
Brenda. Hi. I've
Thank
heard of
you.
people working with horses for healing, so I'm really looking forward
Yeah,
to hearing
yeah,
all about this. Absolutely.
yeah.
So, and thank you again for coming on our show. This is really exciting. We try to have as many variety of modalities as we can, and we are really excited to include your multiple talents here on the show. So, how did you actually get started, Brenda, doing these kinds of things, this kind of work with horses?
So first of all, I'd just like to thank you for having me on the show. It was, as you say, last minute. So yeah, it was, as I say, I just go with the wind. So yeah, so the horses have been in my life all my life. We were in Alberta growing up on a farm, and my dad used to go to the auction and bring horses home, and that was our toys. And
Lovely.
so I just always had this passion for them. And as we moved off the farm, I used to go to riding stables and always had to have this addiction of mine taken care of by going and being with them. And it's just been that kind of a journey where wherever I could be around horses, I wanted to be. So so it's been an interesting journey. I started off in I'd say the late 90s, 1986, 87, working at a riding stable that actually had bred horses as well too. And so we had about 50 horses in total to look after, and 25 were actually saddle horses, as we called them. And so they would be the ones that would be doing the trail rides. Mm-hmm. So I took their facility from chaos to organization and had sort of streamlined their process of being able to get the horses out, saddled, and trail rides. And then after a couple of years, I decided that I needed to work with my own horses and to show people that it wasn't just about getting on and riding the horse, it was a whole horse experience. So people would come to my ranch and they would actually groom the horse, saddle the horse, take it around, warm it up, and then they would go on the ride. They come back, they'd take the saddle off, they'd groom the horse as if it was their own horse. And they had so much more compassion and understanding and caring for the horses. So it was really beautiful to see that the connection was deeper than just getting on and riding. So for me, it was always about the whole horse, not just about their service to us in that capacity.
Okay, lovely. So obviously you have to have a love of horses to do this kind of work. There's no question. And you started young, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's been more than just this life, as we'd say.
Yeah.
This is a commitment to I think lifetimes of wanting to take horses from being man's slaves and their beasts of burdens to actually being in a partnership that is wholehearted and connection.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, you actually were a practitioner in other modalities for healing before you started to incorporate that work with horses. You have other backgrounds in healing as well, don't you, Brenda?
Yeah. After about 7 years of running my riding stable, Spirit told me to stop, and I refused because I didn't want to stop working with horses. And they just kept saying, stop. And it just came to the point where I had to listen, and I just surrendered struggling. And I just said, okay, show me the way, show me, be clear, make it in front of me, and I'll do it. But it had to be like really clear. And so that's when I was telling you, Paul, I took 4 months off and I went to England, and I spent time in England and just kind of got off that whole cycle of where my head was at and how I was running my businesses and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was an incredible experience just to be in England and kind of get back to some old roots.
Yeah.
And old roads. I got to ride on the old Roman roads with horses and stuff like that. And got to ride on one of Secretariat's grandsons. So that was pretty powerful. And then after I came back from England, I ended up working in a naturopathic office, and I worked there for 13 years. And that's where I took my master's in NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. Yeah. So really, it's how you're programmed by language, how we speak and how we talk, and things that we've been told, and how that formats in our brain, in our body, and how we hold on to things when we say we can't do something. Well, yeah, we can't. But if we say we won't, or we are having a hard time doing it, or less than easy time, it allows us to shift the languaging and shift our body and shift the energy. So with that training, I also was taking family constellation training. So learning how the environment of the family had such an impact on us as well, too. So how we can heal ourselves, but if we're still in the same environment as the family and their beliefs are still the same, it's really hard for us to be able to get out of some of these belief systems. So by doing some of this work where we can go ancestral and look at the ancestral belief system and shift those that actually sustain the traumas, they do their own healing. And from that, then the shifts come down through the generations like a ripple effect. So we're no longer having to hold the patterns and repeat the patterns of the past. So with that, I was like, wow, this is really cool. Love all this stuff. But then the horses started to call me back. And it was in 2010, I decided that I was going to no longer work in the clinic. And I started looking at moving out. And in 2011, in January 1st, 2011, I founded Mystic Waters Ranch and moved on to a beautiful property of 10 acres and started working towards working with the horses. And then in 2014 is when I found the FEEL program. So FEEL stands for Facilitated Equine Experiential Learning. And so when I found this program, it was beautiful because it was able to take my experiences and my healing abilities and then combine them with the FEEL, the program, and their activities. So it was like a beautiful combination of having both working with what I already knew and how I already worked with the horses. And then in 2016, I started the Train the Trainer, which was the first time they had opened it up for the field grads. You'd had to have 2 years of experience, and then you had to have 6 horses and a location where you could do the training. So then I was able to offer that in Western Canada. So I'm the only one in Western Canada that can do the field training for people. So yeah, it's been a beautiful journey. I have some amazing facilitators that are out there, and they're just creating magic with all kinds of people and situations and children, and it's just amazing.
You were telling us about some of the locations around the world that you shared this technique with.
Yeah, so the founders of FEEL are actually in Ontario. Okay. They're in just outside of Toronto. And so when I took the trainer, another lady from Sweden, Mia, she also took the training. And so she is doing training in Sweden. So that's really great. And then we have some people that are in South Africa. We've got people in Hawaii. We've got lots of people in the States. And so in Canada and all over Canada. So yeah, so the modality is growing because people are really feeling that this is a great modality because it has both the spiritual as well as the horse, being able to bring both of them together. So if you work with clients on a regular basis, then you can bring it in with the horses. If you're a horse person and you don't know how to work with clients, we bring that together. So yeah, so they've been able to bring in some of the psychological processes so that we can work on the mind as well as the heart and the soul.
Interesting. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, because when you look back, and I understand that myself, I'm sure Paul does too. When we look back, we can see why these things, they're no coincidence, why these things that happened to us and how they've led us to the place that we are today. And I'm sure you can see the same thing. I would really like to wrap my mind around how it actually works with the horses and your clients, the people that are working with them. Can you explain that a little bit, especially in regards to the spiritual aspect, the energy aspect?
So one of the things is that horses ride between the worlds. So they are very connected to spirit as well as to the earth. So they teach us how to be a spiritual being in a human or a horse body. So they work with energy. Energy is their first language. So being that they're only whinny and they nicker, that's the only way that they verbally communicate. So their communication is nonverbal. So everything is by body, by sometimes you may get a thought, you may get a song, you may get an image in your mind, you may have a sensation in your body. So they communicate on all these different levels. Some behavior levels as well too. So they may do things that help you to, if you're not really intuitive that well, to be able to understand what they're saying, they will amplify some of their behaviors. So what happens with FEEL is that because horses are a prey animal, they actually have to read the energy of who is coming into their field to see whether they're safe or not. So when somebody approaches, what looks safe to them is someone who is authentic and congruent. So if you walk into a paddock with a horse or up to a horse and you're inside freaking out, but you put this beautiful happy face on, go, oh, nice horsey, nice horsey. The horse will read the energy as unsafe because you're not aligned. If you're scared and you don't tell them that you're scared of them, then you're not being truthful.
Okay.
And so what they want is they want you to be honest about how you feel.
Okay.
And what they're reading is your energy. So as Paul was talking earlier about the chakras, they read the energy of how we are feeling in our bodies. Sometimes they'll come up and they will work on a heart chakra. I've had them come up with their nuzzle and actually open a heart chakra. And people can resonate and feel it in their whole body. Sometimes they'll come up from the back of the head and they will nuzzle the back and the throat chakra where they've not been able to communicate before. Sometimes they will go to the feet and they'll say this person isn't grounded. They'll try to get them to get more into their body and ground them. So there's different behaviors the horses will do. And one of the things we do is we teach people what their communication is, how to read their body language, how to read their communication, so that they themselves can get that themselves rather than me telling them what the horse is doing, what the horse is saying.
Right.
It's
So
quite
it's about identifying the issues.
Yeah.
With your client. Yeah. Through the
horse. Through the horse will actually bring it up for the client, and I will ask questions for them to understand. Okay, so the horses, how does this resonate with you? If the horse is in a certain direction, because we also use a medicine wheel. So our medicine wheel has ribbons in different directions. And so sometimes the horse will go to a ribbon and play with the ribbon. And I'll say, so that's the direction of, if we're in the West, the body and holding on to emotions. And so then they will go, oh my God, I really do hang on to emotions and stuff like that. So, or they may go over to the East, which is about the human spirit. And then they'll feel like, oh, I'm not really living my spiritual journey. So they may pick up the wand and they may, use the wand to help them to set clearer boundaries. So there's different things that they may do, different ways they touch. And so as I ask the questions, or any of my facilitators will ask questions to help the person to understand what the horse is communicating. So one of the things we watch for is the horse licking and chewing. And we see that sometimes in training as well. And so when our horses are licking and chewing, it's a confirmation about what we're talking about. And it's like, yep, you're on the right track. And so they'll lick and chew, and they will give that communication back to that person that, yes, that's what we're talking about.
That's absolutely amazing. Wow. And I can't imagine what they pick up from me, because I am a little nervous around horses. They're such huge animals, but I had no idea. That's absolutely fabulous. Once the horses give you these signals as to, and your client, as to what issues need to be worked on, do you then use other modalities to actually help heal the issues? Is that correct? Am I understanding?
Well, sometimes the horses do the healing themselves. As the person is becoming aware of it, then they actually start to shift. One of the other things the horses may do is come up and yawn. And as they're yawning, they get this big mouth yawning. That's a release of energy. So some people, just by being aware of it and mirroring, the horse will yawn and release. And then they actually will shift and show the person that they've actually shifted that out of their field. Because sometimes they're working on an energetic level. So we don't even have to sometimes know the story. We just need to know that it's being released out of their field. And
clients will actually experience the shift. They'll actually feel that change.
Yeah. So that's why that's kind of cool that I have the aura reader. So I have a machine that reads their aura. And so as they're doing the aura reading, I can do one before and after. So we could see where their chakras are aligned and what issues are going on within the chakras. Then they have an experience with the horse. Then we come back and do a recheck. And it just blows my mind how beautiful their chakras and how lined up and energetic they feel. So we always knew that clients were feeling great, but we didn't understand what exactly the horse is doing. And so by being able to have this as a tool to be able to show before and after, it was pretty powerful to see the shifts and changes.
Right. And that's the evidence there. I would just love to understand energetically how this exchange happens. But
I guess you're going to have to come out and visit me.
Physics there, aren't we?
Yeah, well, it's that mirror effect, right? So when you see dirt on your face, if you're just outside, you wouldn't see it. But as soon as you look in the mirror, you go, oh, I got dirt, and you fix it. So our natural instinct is to fix something that we see is not working.
Oh, okay.
And so when we have that pure reflection, it helps right away for the person to go ahead and start to shift it.
Now, does the shift happen unconsciously or always on a conscious level? You have to work at it.
On all levels.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes the horses actually will bring in a member of a family that's missing.
Oh.
So I had a client come up and this horse was standing there and she looked at me and she goes, do they know that you've lost somebody? And I go, mm-hmm. And that was the first time she actually started to cry because she was holding back and she was so angry at this person that had passed. And by her being able to get in touch with all of her emotions and feelings, this horse was able to help her to feel his energy again and to feel. So for you, Paul, it's sort of like the horse became a medium.
Yeah.
Okay. We've been going for 20 minutes, believe it or not. And we've got a lot of people I've noticed adding comments about their horses and their experience. So guys, if you've got any questions for Brenda, please let us know. Just going to put that up. Okay, some people have made some comments already about how they connect with the horse, and it's not, to be honest, for me, it's always been about having that respect from the horse. I've ridden a few times, but I'm not someone who's very good at it. From my point of view, there's always been, and I have been kicked by a horse, which kind of put me off. I took the horse into a field, and what I did, I kind of turned her around and took the bridle off at the wrong angle, and she was so excited and both back legs kicked me. My hip's not been the same since, but it's my fault. That was my fault because I should have turned around so she was facing me and took the bridle off that way. Maybe, I don't know, but that fear is there. So now when I go close to a horse, I have that, I'm like, oh, they're quite dangerous.
Yes, you can get hurt. I've been kicked, bitten. I've been rolled over, ran over, laughed off, even pulled off. But, when I was a little girl, our horse slipped on some cement and caught my leg underneath it and landed on me. And I had like a bone bruise in my lower shin. And my sister said to me, she goes, the horse didn't mean to hurt you. She just happened to slip and fall. And from that moment on, it's always been, they don't mean it. Because it's usually our fault because we're coming in without respect and without knowledge of what they're saying. So sometimes we're pushing them or we're not listening to them.
Yeah.
So really, it's really about, we still have to realize that they are in a physical horse body and they still have instinctual behaviors. So we have to be aware of those things as well.
Now, I grew up on a farm myself in the prairies, and we did have one horse. And I used to love horseback riding. I always enjoyed it. I felt good doing it. Is there healing going on when somebody's just naturally riding a horse? Is there an exchange going on there?
It depends on your connection with the horse.
Okay.
It depends on whether you're actually connected or you're the one taking control and you're pushing the horse to do what you want it to do. So there are times when you get in, if you actually connect in with the horse, there can be some amazing healing. One of my horses, he's Gabriel. He's really good at like holding back and sort of allowing that person to heal some of the sacral stuff. So he'll hold back and kind of ride slowly for the person to kind of do some work with them on that level. So it all depends on the horse. It depends on you and the connection you have.
Right. And I heard you say it depends on the horse as well. Are all horses the same that way? All mediums are not the same.
No. All horses, like they have to choose. Our horses have the choice. So when a client comes, the horse chooses if they're going to work with the client or not, and who is going to work. So I'm sure they have these barn meetings and go, okay, so-and-so is coming, who's going to work with it? And so, you think this person comes out and they go, oh, I want to work with Belle. And Belle goes, no, it's not me. And another horse will stand forward. And I've actually had horses hide from clients that said, no, it's not me, it's not me, it's not me. And then the other one's sitting there going, it's me. So, yeah.
Wow. They've got quite the personality, that's for sure. Would they be, I'm comparing them to other, and I don't know if I should, other animals that we have in our lives that help heal, like dogs and cats. Are they quite different that way from these other pets that we have? They are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you got to think of the horse has a heart that is 5 times bigger than our heart.
Oh, true.
So if you think of our heart as like this big and a horse's heart's like this big. So with the big heart being a prey animal, their heart actually beats anywhere up to 3 times slower than our heart. And smaller animals beat faster. So when we go into what we call the heart resonance, so HeartMath has done a lot of work, and HeartMath is an institute in California, and they've done a lot of science behind why horses are so powerful with the ability to heal. And they've actually been able to say that from our heart, our physical heart, we actually create 60 times more electric energy than our brain, and we do 100 times more magnetic energy from our brain than our brain. So our electric magnetic field is bigger from our heart than our brain. And a horse is 5 times bigger. So when we even come into their energy field, we don't even have to be touching them to be in their field, to be able to feel that heart resonance.
Interesting.
Right.
So, when somebody's in parasympathetics, so parasympathetics is, rest, repair, digest, and rejuvenate. That's when we actually can go into some more of the healing modalities, because that's when our emotions will start to surface. If we're in our sympathetics, fight, flight, and we're busy doing things, we're not going to be able to feel our emotions. Because we're like, if the tiger's chasing us, our first instinct is to run to safety and move to safety. And if we can't, once we do that, then we would like to be able to come back to calm. But most people still hold on to a bit of that fear, whereas in horses don't. They just go back to neutral or grazing. So it's really, horses show us how to move through emotions a lot easier than humans do.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've had a few questions coming, guys. So first one from Carol Phillips. Can you see spirits that come through to the horses? Is that something, Brenda, do you think?
Do I see the spirit horses come through?
Yeah. Are you aware of a spirit of other horses? I think Carol means of that.
Do you see the spirit that comes through the horse? Oh, okay, the spirit. So it's sort of like they're, when you look at the horse, that's why we actually encourage people to look right in their eyes. You can really see the depth of the horse, and they actually see our soul. And so it's really powerful. Some people, that's the first time they've ever really been seen. Because sometimes our biggest fear is to be seen, like really seen inside. And so when the horse offers that and doesn't run away and just really sees them, there's something really powerful that happens. So that's pretty cool. And each horse has their own medicine too. So one of my horses, Espresso, he actually is the one in the picture. He really helps people to start to feel their emotions. So he helps to bring them, calms them down, and then all of a sudden emotions start to arise. I have another horse who's like the nurturer, the grandmother. So she really is the heart horse. So she really helps people to heal their emotions in their heart and to help them to show them what love is again and how to feel love and supported again.
Yeah.
So do you do a little bit of consultation with your client before you choose the horse, or does the horse choose them?
Usually the first meeting is actually they have to meet all the horses and get a read on each horse so that they can kind of get a sense or feeling and kind of get a safe feeling of how these horses are so calm and relaxed and how pure they are. And not all horses are what we would consider as sentient. So sentient meaning that they actually are in tune with their emotions and are feeling their emotions, because these horses are wide awake. They know exactly what's going on, and they really talk. Whereas in some horses have not allowed themselves to communicate or talk. And because it's always like we always have an agenda when we go to ride the horse or do this or that. So we're not in there to really just be with them and listen.
Yeah. So why would that be then? Why are some horses less so? Why would they stop that? If it's, you kind of feel like because they're being the wild animal, that would be instinctive and that would be there initially, or because I'm not a horse person, you'd have to explain that a bit more to me, Brenda. I'm sorry.
So if you have a wild horse would be still wide and free because it hasn't been in human confinement.
Now
so the human is usually the one that actually has been, this horse is going to do this for me, and it has an agenda. So just for an example, if it was a race horse, this horse, its job is to race. It's not there to do healing. It's not there to help anybody. It's there to just do the job it's meant to do.
Yeah, makes sense.
I guess we're talking about an awakened or evolved spiritually horse. Yeah, as opposed to horses that have been suppressed with their emotions.
Just like that, human beings, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
I
had no idea. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And how many horses do you have, Brenda?
I have 6.
6. Okay.
Wow. It's a lot. That takes a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
That takes a lot of work looking after 6. So, but there's another question here from Carol. Can the horses communicate to you if they are not well, so you can get them help them quicker?
Yes.
I haven't got my glasses on. I should read that if that makes sense.
Yeah, they do. They definitely do, especially if they're sore or whatever. If they're injured or whatever, they usually let you know that there's some issues going on. And sometimes, because if they're my horses, they're so close to me, and you probably know this, that when you have an animal, it's sometimes you have to seek outside advice because you're so emotionally close that they're not going to tell you the same way as if they're going to tell somebody else. So sometimes I have other people that'll tune in and check in with them and see how they're doing and what they need to do.
Yeah. We've got another one. It's more of a statement from Tina. I want to come and stay with you, Brenda. This all sounds right up my street. I mean, is that something you'd consider doing, having people stay over, or having set up like a retreat, so to speak?
Unfortunately, I don't really have any locations on site for them to stay, but they can come and do work and then just rent a hotel or have a B&B or whatever. And then we can do multiple sessions and stuff like that.
Wow.
I also do field training. So, it's a 6-month certification training. So I have people come from all over the place that will come and do the 6 months. So they do a week at a time. So it's 1 week in the beginning, 1 week about 6 to 8 weeks later, and then 1 week at the end of the 6 months. And in between, they have activities that they have to do to prepare and to be able to be a field facilitator. Yeah,
excellent. And people can take that qualification away and they can practice themselves once they've got that.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it sounds like one activity that people can do that is not in, where the pandemic, you're outside doing all of this.
Yep.
So
I didn't stop working even went through the whole pandemic. I think at first we kind of stopped for about a month or so, but there were so many people needing assistance and help, especially with all the fear that's been going on. The horses are amazing at showing people how to release the fear and to actually be more in their heart and be more gracious.
Yeah.
Yes, fantastic. I would imagine in some cases the pandemic has increased businesses and in health care of all types.
The mentality or the mental issues that we're now seeing because of all the fear has 500% exploded more than what it was before the pandemic. So a lot of people that had all this emotional stuff going on is now even more so because it's amplified all of their emotions. If they haven't been doing their emotional work, then that's where this was really powerful.
Oh, I would imagine. Yeah, and it's safe too. So that's lovely. So business has increased as a result, I take it.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
I do think it'll be a better world if people had access to horses or even animals in their life. You know,
that's true. And
not
animals.
just horses,
Mhm.
animals, full stop, are so precious and can give us so much healing. You know, ask a dog owner; they'll soon tell you. There's another question here from Carol. Do you want to read that, Monique?
Sure. If you have a few different problems, do the horses change places to help with the different problems?
Or that one horse that you're working with may help you with that problem. It depends on how much time it takes for you to get through one of the problems or one of the issues. So if we can deal with one issue within the time, because usually our sessions are 90 minutes. So if we have an issue to deal with, if it's the boundaries and you get that really quickly and you get it in your body, because the horses will not stop until you actually have it. So they give you instant feedback when you have it and when you don't have it. So,
Okay.
so if you get that, then they may move on to the next issue.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So the sessions are 90 minutes. And for some, it might require another visit, and others,
Yes.
they feel
Usually,
wonderful right after one.
Well, you will feel good after one, but there's layers.
Okay.
So, it's just like emotions. If we're going to work through emotion of fear, that's not going to work through the emotion of sadness or grief.
True. Yeah.
So, just like anything, it's the layers. And so when you're ready, so I usually ask people to book in for at least 4 sessions.
Okay. Right. Interesting. It's like the horse is the counselor, the facilitator. You are helping the horses to do exactly that.
Yeah, they're the therapists.
They're the therapists. That's amazing.
Absolutely. Well,
Wow.
also, I'd just like to add to the stream, if you don't mind, Brenda, your website. So I'm just going to bring that up onto the stream. I mean, that in itself is breathtaking when you see the horse.
Beautiful website.
So if you want to check out the website here, I'm just going on here. So you've got different things here that you offer. But there's also how to get in contact, more importantly, the training, appointments. But this is what the website looks like. I'm kind of worried to press anything in case it takes me off somewhere it shouldn't do. So I don't trust Google at the moment. But there's lots of information, guys, on here. Well worth a look. I'm just going to drop that down. Yeah, because I pressed onto it earlier and it's probably my end. It took me off somewhere else. So I'm a bit nervous to touch it. But no, it's a fabulous website. Do check it out. It's definitely worth a look, guys. Any more questions? Because we're just going to end up chatting to you all night, if not. All this stuff I've missed here. So Zoe's enjoying this. She said this is incredible. People don't realise how much of a thing this really is. When I was doing my healer training, so to speak, there was a lady there that was a horse healer. Some people call them, am I right in saying they call them horse whisperers?
Well, actually, we're more like the horse listeners.
Ah, okay.
We listen to the horses and what they have to say. So we're not whispering to them. They're actually listening. We're listening to them.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. But it's a real thing. It's a really powerful modality, what you do and what you're doing with the horse and that connection it has with, or what it can do for us to help us to be aligned with the horse, but also with ourselves. It's a wonderful thing. Here we go. This is an interesting question from Helen as well. Do the horses work with I'm assuming young teenagers, young people? Do you have that aspect in your work?
Oh, absolutely. The horses don't see age, they see energy. And so somebody can be an old person with issues as a teen, or they can be a teen that have, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're just human beings to them, and they're just there to help us however they can. So the only thing is that, we really don't want to do a lot of emotional processing with young children and teens because they're really mentally not prepared or ready to do a lot of deep, heavy work. So my thing is I want to work with the parents instead of the kids, because I want the parents to be able to be prepared to be able to work with the children, or to be clear enough so the children aren't taking on their stuff.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Helen.
Perhaps we can get Brenda's website up on the banner that's rotating before we go, so people know how to reach her.
Yeah, I don't know if I couldn't see it, to be honest. I'm not sure if we've missed it, but it's probably on there somewhere. If not, I can quickly go back on here. I believe there is, as I go into your, is there an email just, there is one here, brenda@mysticwaterranch.com.
Yeah, so that's my email. And then the website is just mysticwatersranch.com.
Lovely.
Wonderful. That's great.
Okay. So apologies, I couldn't see the banner for that. I disappeared. Because obviously stepping in last minute, Brenda, apologies, but you've saved us. You really have. So, and we're really thankful you come on tonight. It's been absolutely brilliant. So, any more questions, guys? Because there's still more questions that we want to ask. It's gone a bit. I'm not sure if we're having, because Facebook went down recently, and it's been playing up since it's been back. Mine hasn't been the same. I don't know about you guys, but mine's been playing up all week since it went down. So I have no idea with these techie things. I can just about manage to do this. So I can't say too much.
Are your clients typically children or adults? Who do you typically have for clients?
Usually, most of my clients are unfortunately women. We do have some men that come, and they absolutely love it because they don't have to talk about the story and they don't have to talk about the stuff. So, however, there are all kinds of different ways of being able to work with PTSD, any kinds of trauma, any kinds of autism, any kind of sometimes even like some of the horses have helped people with brain injuries, concussions, things like that. So for me, I just offer the space for people to come and then help them to move through whatever it is that they're dealing with. Because, I don't like to label things because it's only what we're experiencing.
Right.
Yeah.
So for someone who has been experiencing too much alcohol or too much drugs or any kind of abuse, whether it's sexual or physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual, it doesn't matter to the horses because they just there to hold you and to help you to move through as a person, because we've somehow chosen our experiences. And if we can choose our experiences, we can choose our healing and we can choose to move through that. So
true. And I've had my experiences with psychologists, as I think that they're a healthy thing to do for everyone. And they've told me that it's like when you open up the closet, the skeletons come out, and it's very difficult for a large majority of people to look at their issues and shove everything back in the closet. But I'm thinking that this kind of treatment is much easier. What do you think, Brenda? I mean, do people really, they don't have to open up as much as you mentioned?
Yeah, they don't actually have to tell the story of what happened. The horses can read the energy.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and heal it too. And heal it too, which is wonderful.
Yeah, they help them move through it. So, when it's sort of like, I'm sure that you get the same kind of thing with your work, is when you have a different perspective of something, it shifts the way that something was held in the memory.
Yes.
So I'm sure like when my mom died, she doesn't want me to see her as frail and old. She wants to remember her as vibrant. Right. Yeah. So she would be wanting me to call back memories of that and to see not the end, but all of the in between. And so the same thing happens with the horses. When we can shift the way we were seeing something or perceiving something, then it can release into our energy field. Because otherwise we keep playing out the same old tape over and over, the same old movie, the same way. So,
right.
Yeah. And so one of the clients, I'm just going to share, she she had this, the phone call of when this person of hers passed, and that was very traumatic, that phone call. So every time the phone rings, now she's traumatic, has a trauma response around that phone call.
Yeah.
And so I got her to, with the horses were wanting her to see that differently. And so I asked her to think about if it was actually not her dad calling, but the person that passed, if that person called her and said, look, I got to go now, please love me and let me go, would that be different? Would that she see that differently? Would that no longer give her that anxiety around phone calls? And it completely shifted the way she felt about it. Because now it was like the spirit of that person was saying something rather than the trauma of that phone call saying that that person's gone.
It releases the anxiety. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah,
that's fascinating.
Really cool.
There's different ways that a person can get treated in that way, but it's fascinating when you can do it with horses. Absolutely fascinating.
So the thing, horses, they are pure. They don't have most people don't have that. So if a horse tells you something, they get it. If I tell them something, they may not get it.
Okay. And why is that, do you think? How is that?
Because they know the horses aren't going to lie to them.
Oh, okay.
And they know that they can't lie to a horse. And so sometimes they've had human experiences where they've been lied to, so they don't have trust.
Yeah.
And so when the horse does it and it's pure and the horse doesn't even know them, then they know that that's absolutely accurate.
Right. Yeah. The animals do have this natural innocence about them. Yes, I understand that. And I would imagine if you were to try something like this, would you have to be open-minded to allow some kind of healing? An open-minded person?
No, they can be skeptical. No.
Wow, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, they can be skeptical because, I've had people that were kind of skeptical, and I've had horses do the weirdest things that aren't usually typical. Like one horse tipped his bucket upside down and then grabbed some hay and started eating off the top of the bucket. This is totally unusual for this horse. Never does this. And I go, so that's really weird. This horse is like eating as if he's on a pedestal or something. And she goes, oh my God, my dad had to eat first. Like he was on this pedestal and he had to eat first and everybody had to wait till he was done. And it was
that just came to her. Wow.
Yeah. That horse was showing that this masculine energy was like, I get to eat first. This is how I eat. And so it was really powerful.
Well, that's amazing. It makes me think as mediums, we can definitely feel spirit working with us. There's no question. And I would imagine they're doing the same with horses as well.
Yep, absolutely.
Because it's an exchange of energy. You're working with the energy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, and I would imagine you're quite close to all these horses yourself.
Yes. 2 of them I actually own the right to look after and pay for their bills. We board 2, and then my boyfriend has 2 horses. And so with the 6 of them, they're perfect. And we give them choice. So if they want to work, great. If they don't, great. They don't have to. If we go out and they say they want to work, they'll put their head in the halter and they'll walk along and they'll go. If they walk away when we put the halter out, we go, okay, it's not that horse.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of training that's involved with these horses to do this kind of work, or does it just come naturally?
Well, it depends, because some of my horses, because we have to, when I'm training people, we actually go through the activities with the horses. Right. And ask them, we actually tell them what we're doing. We're going to go do a connections activity with so-and-so. And so the horse actually knows, because we're talking to it, what we're asking it to do, to step in to be a teacher. And so they know when we're doing a connections or a reflections activity, or if we're going to do a path to goal, or if we're going to do a Cartman triangle, drama trauma, or if we're doing a false self, authentic self circle activity. So that we have multiple activities that we can do with the horses. And so they know when we go in there what we're doing.
They actually sense that? Or
yeah. They read our energy. They sense the information. They work with the client.
Not unlike mediumship, where we put out our intentions before we actually do the mediumship. So yes, isn't that amazing? Wow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Apologies, guys, if we've missed any of your questions tonight. We're trying to get through as best we can. There was one, but I think you answered that, Brenda, about do children work with disabilities. So sorry, Paul, if we didn't get to you. But yes, absolutely. You work with children with disabilities. It's been absolutely brilliant tonight. We really appreciate you coming on. We are chuffed that. Well, I've certainly learned a lot. I don't know about you, Monique, but this is something I'm really interested in. And I was saying the other day, I want to go out riding again because I've not done it for years, and I would love to go back out again just to be out there and let some steam off. I have cantered once, but it was more of me hanging on, to be fair. So I would love to get back out there again and get on a horse. They are wonderful creatures.
So may I suggest,
for me,
Paul?
she's an hour away. I can do just that.
Yeah, Monique's just rubbing that in slightly.
Yeah. So Paul, what I'll suggest you do is before you get on the horse is you actually look it in the eye and have a communication with it.
Okay.
And ask it to look after you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Tell him I'm not a good rider. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to rely on you. If you're the right horse for me, let me know. If you're not the right horse, let me know, and we'll get a different horse.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I ask whenever I take somebody for a ride, I always ask them to take a good care of that person for me.
Awesome. I will. I have that.
And open your heart and make a heart connection with them when you do that. That's really powerful.
Definitely. I will do. Will do. Yeah, that's something I've never really thought of, to be honest. But yeah, I definitely will. Thank you for that.
And I wouldn't have thought of that. Now, are you speaking telepathically or literally verbally talking?
Either way.
Either way.
Yeah.
They're incredibly sensitive animals, aren't they? That's amazing.
If they can feel a fly on their skin and shake when they feel the fly, of course, they're very sensitive.
Oh, yes. True enough. And I would guess that they can go through plenty of emotions and themselves. I mean, knowing the horses like you do, you would sense all that. Mm-hmm. Because I've heard that they've got quite large personalities. Each one is different.
They are.
Yeah. And quite loving animals, I understand as well.
Yeah, they can be very, well, like with such a huge heart.
Oh, yes, of course.
They can really help you to understand how to really love too. So.
Right. Are there any special projects that you're working on, Brenda, at all?
Actually,
I'm in the middle of a pandemic, but is there new websites or any retreats or anything online that you're doing?
Well, I am working on my own deck of horse cards.
Ah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Will that be before? Sorry, Monique. Was that before Christmas we're going to come out? Or that sounds like a perfect Christmas present for some people.
Yeah, now you're going to put a fire under my butt. I'm about 3/4 of the way through. I still need the artwork. I'll need quite a bit of artwork yet to match up with the different cards. I have 52 cards.
Oh, and are you an artist? I see some paintings behind you there.
Yeah.
Not me so much. I mean, I'm working on trying to be an artist. These are actually 2 of the paintings that were gifted to me. So.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Well, and to be able to with these cards, are they specifically for horses or are they various designs?
They're specifically have horses on them.
Okay.
So the card has a horse picture, and then on the back of it is the message.
Oh, okay.
And inside the card is actually in the painting has also crystal energy.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are you working with an artist right now to do just that?
I have several artists that I've worked with, and so I'm working on some of my own right now, my own creations. So
wonderful.
Yeah. So it'll be a variety, and then under each of the cards will be the name of the artist. So if somebody wanted that print, then they can actually access it through that artist.
Great idea. Great idea. Wow. And it's lovely to be able to for an artist to be able to paint horses. They have such a close connection with their owners. I remember when I was in college sketching, I used to have to sketch 10 drawings in my college years. And once in a while, one person came up to me and said, you should go to the racetrack and draw the horses there. Owners would just love to have sketches or paintings of their horses. So that's wonderful. Yeah, and if you can get that out by Christmas, it's even more ideal. So that's wonderful.
Yes. Well, I have to see what happens with the printing. So.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to that. We really do. And you've certainly made some fans tonight. Zoe says you're incredible. And,
thank you, Zoe.
Lou Cook, she adores horses. That's wonderful. Okay, guys. So it's that time of night when we go into our messages. And a message here from Tina as well. Thank you, Brenda. Could totally relate to all of this you've said. So have really enjoyed this evening. That's awesome. So yeah, thank you very much. It's been brilliant. It's been brilliant. Please stick around.
It's been a learning experience, definitely.
It has. Please stick around, because I was going to say you never know. I know we said before we went live. You never know, Monique. You might actually.
Oh yes, there might. I wouldn't be the first time that a horse has come through in a sketch. That would be quite something.
Yeah. How does that work? Even if you're drawing a horse, Monique.
I'll be honest. I'm much better at faces than I am at animals. But when I let go of control, spirit takes over, and it's quite amazing. What comes through. The outline of the horse is done quite well. So and Paul, that you can bring through animals, so they definitely have spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It's all connected. Okay, guys. So I'm going to drop you out, Brenda. Thanks ever so much for coming on. Please stick around. You never know, you may get a message. Before you go, can you pick a lucky winner? I think it's Monique. It's your turn this week for a free half-hour reading. If you can scroll down some of the comments on the right-hand side, can you see them on your computer? And if you pick a lucky person to win a free half-hour reading with Monique, that would be great.
Can you see the names, Brenda, on the side of your screen?
Yeah. Can you see the comments? You may not be able to see them.
No, I can't see any of them.
It should be a little box on the top right hand that says comments. Can you see it on the right hand side?
No, I have the private chat. That's all I've got.
Okay. There's normally, that's a shame. Well, if you'd like to go into, and I'll let everybody know after the show, you'll be able to see the comments after we come live. Just pick somebody and let us know. We'll let them know.
Oh, I went to comments. There we go.
Oh, you found. Oh, good.
Okay. Yeah. So I just pick somebody?
Yes, please.
Carol.
Oh, so that'll be, I believe, Carol Phillips. Well done, Carol. Yeah. You have won a free half-hour reading with Monique. So
wonderful, awesome. Carol. I look forward to talking to you.
Oh, she had Suffolk punch horses. Oh, they're beautiful.
Yeah, her mum and dad worked the land.
Punches. Yeah. They're like a smaller draft. They're beautiful.
They're huge though, aren't they? They're
not as big as like a Clydesdale or a Percheron or a Shire. No, they're a little bit more medium size. They're bigger than a regular riding horse, but they're very big and solid and stocky.
So yeah, ideal for ploughing fields as it used to be used for because of their power, I guess. Yeah. Well done, Carol. That's brilliant. Thank you so much. And thank you, Brenda. I'm now going to drop you out, and thank you ever so much for coming on.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Brenda.
Thank you so much. It was fantastic. Thanks. Thank you, Brenda.
Bye.
We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Monique. Okay, it's that time. So, guys, if you'd like a reading, please put your name up and comment. We're just going to get some activity going on here and raise the energy as well. So if you'd like to put your name up, if you'd like a message, also please share as well. Share and like, it's really good. And get those likes up, and it just works with the algorithms and it gets us out there. So that'll be brilliant. Awesome. Monique, how are you feeling? Did you want to connect first tonight?
I am going to set up my camera
Okay.
and rotate it and set it up. So I'm going to let you do that while I do that. And then once you have somebody, I'll connect with you and start.
Oh, I can feel a horse coming through. So
Oh, can you?
I'm teasing you, but you never know. I'm not going to joke because who knows? Spirit
Oops.
will. Spirit
I've got a drawing there already. Let me change that.
Okay, magnificent drawing that.
Oops, I'm sorry. I'm dealing with technology here. Okay, there we go. So I'll just flip the pages. Now I used to do, I do this with technology as well, Photoshop, but it seems that a lot of people like the drawings done by hand.
Yeah,
So
we love it, Monique. We love it. We prefer, well, I certainly prefer, I know I can speak for myself, but some of the comments I've had from people that watch the Spiritual Talk, they very positive about being able to watch the process, not just the pencil, but the process of your hand working. People seem to love it. And I certainly do. Yeah. And especially when you go and you start to draw the eyes, that to me, it really brings through the essence of spirit. And I love that.
Wonderful. So I'm ready to go whenever you are.
Okay. Okay. Have you got someone, or do you want me to start?
No, I don't have anybody yet. So.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you start and I'll link.
Okay. Okay, I'm just going to bring a link through. Okay, I've got a gentleman with me that steps forward.
Yes, okay. I do feel a male energy as well.
Yeah, good. So that's a good start. Okay. My head's been so off in the horse world. I'm trying to get.
I know. I'm trying to switch to human beings now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am seeing this person, I believe. So I'm just.
Yeah, okay.
You're right. I'm connected to the horse aspect here, so I'm just trying to feel the essence of who he is. So
I've got a loving grandfather here. I know this gentleman straight away is a loving grandfather because he makes me aware of his personality. He makes me aware of who he is, the type of person he is. Very much a man that would put others first before his own needs. I know that this gentleman loved children because he's making me aware of his love of his grandchildren, but not just grandchildren, love of children generally. He's trying to with my mediumship, I like to bring through names in as much detail as possible. And we are in a live environment. Oh, Monique, we haven't shared the link, have we? Sorry, guys. Let me just share the link. So if you recognize this contact that we're bringing through over the picture or what I'm saying, please comment. I'm just going to paste the link into the comments. There you go. And there should be a link there coming through.
I'm feeling this man is a grandfather, as you say. I'm feeling I'm getting a lighthearted kind of a man with a sense of humor. All right, intelligent man with a sense of humor. You'll notice as I draw, I feel that he's losing a lot of his hair on, or he did.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just about to lose
a lot of his hair on top. I'm not seeing him with white hair necessarily. Possibly salt and pepper. I'll just continue to draw.
He's trying to give me a place that I feel. I don't know how you feel about this, Monique, but I don't feel like I'm UK based. I feel like I'm over your side of the pond.
Okay.
Your side of the Atlantic, because I can feel that connection.
Okay.
I do feel this place beginning with A. He's trying to give me a place name that begins with A that connects to him. Possibly, yes.
I feel that it's connected to a woman, a granddaughter or daughter. I'm just feeling a female connection here that he's trying to contact. Sorry, go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay. But he makes me aware how generous he was. And he keeps, I know he would have liked to have worked with his hands. He would have liked to have worked with wood as well. I'm not sure if that was his day job, but there was certainly a love of working with wood. There is this, it keeps trying to give me this name. I'm not sure. Alberta, is that your way, Monique?
Alberta is, yes, it's part of Canada. It's the next province over. Yes.
Okay, I kind of keep getting this link towards Alberta with him as well. I keep seeing the top of his head as well. I know he's lost a lot of hair on top of his head, but he would have been a dark in his younger days. I also, and I'm not telling you how to draw Monique. That's the last thing I want to do. But I am aware of his bushy eyebrows.
Yeah.
So, and just how you've drawn them. And
believe it or not, Paul, I'm feeling a love of horses.
yeah,
I'm not saying he has horses, but I'm feeling
yeah,
like he's saying, I love horses, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. There is definitely a connection with Canada with this gentleman. I'm just going to keep going with this. And again, I come back to, he keeps bringing me back to the children, and I'm being made aware of 7 as well. I feel there was 7 people in the family. Not sure if they were siblings, but I'm getting 7 in the immediate family. Hello, I'm from Burnaby, BC. Monique is a great artist. Paul, you're amazing, medium. Would love to have a reading one day. Of course, Lucy, that'd be fantastic. Okay, have you got this, Monique? I can see him really well. I can feel him. I'm also, I know this gentleman.
A love of grandchildren, definitely.
Yeah, so much so. But I feel that what I'm worried about, that we've lost the person that this is for, that they're not even listening or not sure about this. I'm just going to keep going. I do feel that I'm your side, your neck of the woods, Monique. I really do. It sounds like Alberta. And there's also, he's trying to give me a sign of like an albatross, the bird, the albatross that connects near where he would have been. Would you understand the albatross, Monique, that connects to that area?
No, I'm not certain.
I'm not sure whether that's a plane though as well, because he makes me aware of this lake as well, this large lake.
That's entirely possible, yes.
Okay, and to me it looks like one of those planes that lands on the water, but there's also this big large wingspan of the albatross. Yeah, that's amazing, and I'm
are you getting the feeling that he might?
Well, I'm seeing him really well, Monique, and the nose is absolutely perfect to what I'm seeing of him.
I'm almost feeling that I'm almost feeling like this man might have had something to do with planes.
Yeah, possibly, but he was a typical man of his generation. He could turn his hand to pretty much most things, and I know that. Okay, I keep hearing the name. It sounds like Carol or Caroline as well. The drawing is incredible. You're right, Zoe. It is incredible because I can see this gentleman in my mind's eye, and I'm not going to tell you how to draw, Monique. And he keeps talking to me. I do feel he would have been around about 5'7". I do also feel he would have been quite, how can I say, not stocky, but quite a larger man. I also feel this gentleman had circulation problems. He's making me aware of circulation problems, potentially a heart issue, but he's not telling me that he passed with that. But I am aware of potentially a heart issue. If anybody understands this gentleman, please jump in on the link. The link should be pinned into the comments. You should be able to see it. If not, we'll keep sharing it. Okay. Do you mind? Okay, this is really strange. Hi, Brenda. So he grew up in Alberta. Would you understand with your father that he was such a kind man, such a kind, sharing, loving man, especially to children, very good natured. But there is this connection with Alberta because I keep hearing that. Do you understand the lake that he's making me aware of as well?
Well, we grew up just outside of Alberta Beach, which is a lake.
Okay, absolutely beautiful. And I know there's a real sense of openness and freedom. And also I know music would have been a thing, but I actually feel that was somebody else in the family that was really into the music.
Yeah, they were. My grandfather, they used to always play a lot of music.
Okay. I kind of
and my dad actually worked on the planes in the World War II.
Brilliant.
Is this your do you recognize this sketch, Brenda?
Yeah, it looks like my dad, and I'm the 7th of 9 children.
Oh, wonderful! Because he kept trying to give me seven. Okay,
And he just had a little bit of hair at the end around here.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you understand the physique that I brought through with him as well, the size of him.
Yeah, he's not a big man.
No, he wasn't a particularly big man, but he's a strong man. And I mean mentally and emotionally strong man. Okay, and I'm just going to keep going. Okay. Okay, interesting. He's making me aware of your mother. I believe this is your mother. It could be his mother, actually. Talking about someone collecting jewelry or a specific type of jewelry, like an amber. It's like a brownie colored jewelry. He's trying to give me these little trinkets, and it looks like jewelry to me, like handmade jewelry. Would you understand that? He's also bringing me back again to the April birthday.
Yeah, he's born in April.
Okay, thank you. And also, okay. He's trying to give me the initial J that connects to him as well, close to him. The initial J. I'm not sure if that's a Jean or a Joan. He's trying to give me this J.
He had a sister named Jean.
Okay, lovely. Would you understand? Forgive me for saying this. I do feel I've got to give you the message. They come through. Triumph through adversity. Would you understand that? I know we're live to the general public, so I'll keep this to kind of a bit of a code. Triumph over adversity, and I think that's what he's trying to say here. You have triumphed.
Yeah.
You have difficulty over adversity, and you have come out on top. Can I give you, because he's also making me aware of the celebration. I also feel there must be a birthday or passing coming up around about now. He's making me aware of that.
Yeah, he passed in October.
Oh, okay. This gentleman, there's this real sense of less is more with him as well. Would you understand that? I think that's more about his character, that less is more. Yeah. There's a real sense of presence with this man as he steps in.
Yeah.
I can hear from Monique. Sorry, I'm just going off on a tangent. Some lovely evidence from this gentleman. He's so strong evidence as well. Oh, one last thing. Would you understand him wearing a really smart suit? I almost want to say a tuxedo. I'm not sure if it's a tux, but it's a very smart black suit. And I know there's a picture of him because he's shown me in his lovely black suit.
I don't have that picture.
Okay. If there's somebody, I don't know if a mum's still here or not, but I know this picture still exists. And I know this suit is like funerals and weddings type of suit. But I know there's a picture of your father, and I also feel that it was a lot younger. He was slender. He's a lot slimmer. He was telling me.
Yes, and he comes through in his younger years here.
Mm-hmm. Also, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they usually like to come around when they're in their 30s, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I feel a great deal of love coming through from this man for you, Brenda. Absolutely.
Yeah. Also makes me aware of him breathing into his hands and warming his hands and his breath. I don't know why he's giving me that, but breathing into his hands and warming his hands. Would you understand that?
Well, Alberta was very cold at times, I tell you.
Okay.
And our house was not very warm.
Well, we get probably the worst we get over here in the winter is about -5, and we think it's cold.
We're -40.
Yeah, that's cold.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lovely connection. Thank you so much, Brenda.
Thank you so much.
And we will send this lovely gentleman to you.
Absolutely. I will send it to you, Brenda. No problem.
Maybe you need to deliver it, Monique.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's true.
Awesome.
Yes, maybe just so. So lovely. I'm so glad he came through for you.
Yeah.
I feel a great deal of accomplishment around this man too. You know, it's not like in his lifetime he actually did a lot, and learned from his experiences. So
Yeah.
you know, I'm just feeling a sense of that. He's been around the block, and he's learned a lot even as a professional.
He did a lot of different things. He was
Yeah,
quite the entrepreneur.
yeah,
He didn't
that's
know how
right.
to actually continue to run businesses, but he could start businesses and had lots of great ideas.
Right. Yeah, I do feel he had a hand in many things.
Yeah,
So,
lots of things.
lovely. Can we leave him with you, Brenda?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. I'll send this off to
Thank you.
You're very, very welcome.
Thanks again,
Thank you,
Brenda.
Paul.
Pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
Shall we move on to another reading? One more, Paul?
Yeah, that's a beautiful picture, Monique.
Okay.
Again, it's just love watching that process of how you build that image. It's just so great. I want to say world class. I'm just going to say world class, in my opinion. I mean, there's some great artists out there, but just, you know, your drawing is magnificent. So anyway, let's bring this other contact through.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay. It's funny, you know, I've noticed that when we link almost immediately together, you know, and we're learning just like any other medium professional in this world, that we never stop learning. And as Paul and I continue to work together, I notice that our links happen almost immediately. So
yeah, we should also. Well, I'm going to do a shameless plug as well for us, Monique, as well. Is that okay? Well, I remember, you know, because once you get into spirit, we forget things, don't we, Monique? We just kind of go off, don't we?
right, we have to pay attention,
well,
otherwise we can't go on. Yeah.
That's my excuse. Anyway, we are both working together soon for breast cancer research at the St Giles House Hotel in the centre of Norwich on the 23rd of October. And Monique, we have got Monique with us. She's going to be live, similar to how we do it on a Wednesday evening. But I believe we got a projection screen, so the pictures will be even larger, Monique.
Wow.
So
I look forward to that.
It's going to be awesome, and it's for a fantastic cause. Everything goes to the charity. I mean, everything. We're not taking any kind of petrol money or anything. It's a worthy cause. It's a cause close to my heart. Certainly, a lot of my family have suffered with cancers, both sides of the family. And so, if you can support us, we'd love that. Tickets are only £10. Also, I must add, also thank you to the hotel as well. They've let us have the venue hire free of charge. So literally everything we make goes to cancer research, breast cancer research, I should add. Okay, sorry, Monique, carry on. Have you got someone with you?
I am feeling an elderly lady, and
Glad
I do feel in your part of the world, Paul. That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah, no, I've got her as well. Okay. I'm very much aware. And again, I'm very much aware of her personality as well. Sean, it's at the St Giles House Hotel in the centre of Norwich. Okay. I will put an advert up tomorrow on my website. On my on the Facebook page. And yeah, the more we can get there, the more money that goes to breast cancer research. So, okay, back to work. Okay. Have you got more, Monique? Did you want to go with this one and I'll come after you?
Yeah, I'm getting a sense of this is an elderly lady, a mother, definitely. I'm trying to sense if she's a grandmother. I feel she may just be a lady that is very gray, curly hair. I'm not sure, she may try to curl it herself. Quite gray, if not white hair. Okay, and the personality is one that, I mean, interesting lady to talk to. I would, if I knew her when she was here, I would love to go over for a cup of tea and engage in conversation, because she had plenty to say, and a good listener too, I feel, with this lady. All right, so let's see as I draw. I feel that she had a home, and I'm feeling her in her home. Okay. And I believe that she lived in her home for a while. I'm not sure if her husband passed away, but I do see her living in her home by herself.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's such a sweet lady. And I don't mean to be cliche about a grandmother, but she is a really sweet lady. I also feel that she would have been very frail towards the end. Again, I'm not trying to be cliche about this, but she would have loved a dark chocolate as well. She's making me aware of dark chocolate, not too much, just a little. And I feel I might be wrong with the brand, but it feels like a Bourneville dark chocolate that she would like. And it wouldn't, like I say to you, it would be one or two pieces. Very much, very deliberate in her actions. This lady. I also know she makes me aware of the radio times as well. I know this lady would have loved watching telly. I'm not sure about the soaps, but she's making me aware of watching a lot of telly. Okay. Okay. I'm also aware, and she tried to come in on the last contact. And I know, but we are on the UK side with this lady. I know this is a grandmother. Okay, I do feel this connects to a lady here tonight in the audience. Okay,
When she would talk, she would raise her eyebrows sometimes.
Yeah,
that would be part of her character.
Yeah, she's made me aware of her having a cancer as well, and being quite poorly for some time. Okay. Or she's trying to give me the name Margaret that links to her. I'm not sure if that's her name or a sister, but there's a name Margaret that links to her that she's trying to give me. Again, lots of cliche kind of stuff with this grandmother. I know she would have knitted, although she did suffer with arthritis in her fingers, because she's telling me that not always knitting because of her fingers. And I don't want to make it old. I do feel she was in her late 70s when she started to fall ill. And I do feel this lady, she was very strong-minded, very strong-willed, very independent. I think you said that, Monique, already. But within 6 months to a year, I do feel with this lady that she became ill and passed over quite quickly.
She tells me she's quite the looker. I can feel, when I say tell, I mean feel emotionally, that she was quite the looker good looker back in the day, she says. I can feel that as I sketch. So as I said, she's got quite the sense of humor.
Yeah.
Oh, and she's talking about her daughter. All right. Yeah. Yes, this is grandmother definitely talking about daughter. Okay.
Yeah.
But also has grandchildren as well.
Yeah, I'm just going to copy the link to see if you understand any of this information, please come in. I'm just putting the link again into the comments.
And I'm feeling maybe 2 grandchildren. One is at least 2 grandchildren. One definitely is a girl. I'm feeling that.
And I'm hearing Coronation Street as well. I know this lady would have loved watching Coronation Street.
And this granddaughter has quite the personality, I feel she's talking about.
Yeah, I feel it's the granddaughter that we're trying to connect to.
I'm feeling something around dancing with the granddaughter.
Yeah, I keep getting the name Art or Arthur that connects into the family as well. Okay, so if you understand this, would you understand the information that we're giving? Would you understand her, Zoe, if you understand this, that there was a couple of falls that she had? Oh, bless. Okay, Holly, I mean, it'd be lovely if you can come in. You don't have to have your camera on if you don't want to. It'd be lovely for us to hear your voice. It strengthens the connection between us and spirit, that we know we're with the right person, because we can literally feel it. I know this message is more right. You're absolutely right with the mother, but I feel that the granddaughter is listening, Monique. And
okay,
guys,
so if something about watching the granddaughter dance when she was young, I think.
Yeah. But I feel that was a memory link. I feel that was going back in the day.
Correct. It is.
Yeah, absolutely. I know with this connection, she's making me feel. I'm trying to, because I've read for Holly and I've read for Zoe, so I'm trying not to bring in. I don't think this lady's come in for me before, actually. I know she's been past at least 2 years. She's making me aware of her passing, and I do feel that not yet, but I feel her passing was around November, December time. I used to dance. Okay. Hi, Jeannie. If you understand this information, Holly, would you like to come in? It'd be great for us to hear your voice. We could just, and also, do you recognize the features on Monique's drawing? Holly, this has got to be for your information. Okay, because I am aware that this message really is for a granddaughter that's in some distress. So, and I know this lady would have had, Monique, did you say she had grey hair when she passed?
I'm seeing her with gray, just light hair, gray. I feel
it's
sorry,
okay, because I'm seeing dark hair in the family. Lost her in November. I do believe this must be you, Holly. Okay, because I know when she passed. Yeah. Okay. Also, the name John, grey curly hair, perfect.
Gray curly hair.
Holly, how do you feel about coming on, Holly? I know you've probably got your curlers in and your slippers on, but it'd be great if you can. Just click on the link that's in the message bar and that'll bring you in. Or just, like I say, you don't have to have your camera on. We just like to hear your voice. That would be awesome.
Now she wants to come through in her, she's definitely not, very, very old and struggling. She's coming through, and most of the drawings do come in a tad younger. So I feel this lady took pride in how she looked. I can feel that as I draw.
Yeah.
Very true. She's right. She was attractive back in the day. Yes.
Absolutely. Sultry looks, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel, because I have met Holly's mum, I actually feel that looks a bit like Holly's mum as well. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, very attractive.
I believe I met Holly's mum. She came to a demonstration. Gosh, I'm going back about 2 years ago. And do you understand? Oh, here she comes. Here she comes. Hey. Hi. Thanks for coming in, Holly.
Hiya.
Do you recognise the drawing? How lovely is that drawing?
I do, yeah.
To me, that also is a little bit your mum as well. So I never met your nan. So that does look a bit like your mum as well, don't you think?
Yeah.
And I can see the similarity with you with the cheeks as well.
And I feel that she wants me to draw a necklace and earrings. Like it looks like
she always,
beaded necklace, pearl. Pardon me?
She always wore jewelry,
Okay, very good. Yeah, she insisted I put necklace. She loves to look nice, so I will let
she's very glamorous, very nice looking.
Who's having problems with their teeth at the moment, Holly? Or was this her? She's making me aware of someone having a tooth out, or because I'm putting cotton wool in my mouth to stop. There's something going on with the teeth she's giving me.
I had sore gums.
Okay.
My gums,
because I'm putting cotton wool in my gums to kind of protect my mouth because it's sore. She's making me aware of that. Okay. Now, the problem is I know you too well, so I'm not going to give this link, but I've just seen at least two cats in spirit with her. Okay. And I know
two cats.
Okay, I know this is very heartfelt, and I know you've recently lost cats as well. But I know I don't know too much about you. And as a medium, it's difficult when we get a lot of information that we know already about you. We have to try to step back and put aside what we already know. But so I'm trying not to. So I'm going to let Monique give you some more. Monique, if you have some more on this lovely lady. And it's a great picture. It's a shame we haven't got more time, but it is a great picture. We're doing well, Monique. Don't worry. We've got time.
Yeah, so let's see if I can get more. She's instructing me how to draw her, and she tells me oh yeah, you can see it in the drawing. I'm just looking at what I've drawn here. I'm literally being instructed as to what dress or what outfit that she wants to wear, and there's always a reason behind these things. It's like I can't tell if it's a dress or a blouse, but can you see the frills at the shoulders there?
Yeah, she always wore blouses and always coordinated everything.
Right. Yeah. And I feel this is a blouse. So
Holly, I didn't know. Sorry, Monique, I didn't know your name, did I? I didn't meet her. So just for people at home listening, but would you understand her saying it as it is? She would not. She wouldn't pull any. She'd kind of give it to you.
Yeah.
She'd say it as it is. What I'm trying to say here. That's very much what the way she's coming through. She's just saying it as it is. And I will finish this off a bit later, another time. I'll send you a message with what she's saying. I'm not doing it live on air.
She is referring to music, something around music.
Yeah.
Can you understand that, Holly?
I love music, but she used to take me to watch musicals and dancing and things like that.
Oh, very good. That's a good piece of evidence. So I'm just going to see, Paul, do you have a message in the end for Holly from her? Oh, do you have children, Holly?
Yes.
She's just referring to your children. Absolutely adores your children. I just felt that. So very proud of you. Now, I think we mentioned a couple of children. No, one is a daughter, or are you the daughter? I think you're the daughter that I was referring to. So
no, I'm the granddaughter.
You're the granddaughter. There we go. She was referring to a granddaughter. Yes, but she is also talking about your grandchildren. I mean, your children rather, and just thinks they're fabulous. So I'm going to leave that with you because I think we've run out of time, haven't we, Paul?
Yeah, we have. It's such a shame because you need that, Holly. You need to know that she's around you.
Thank you.
Sending you lots of love from us here, Monique and myself. It's been absolutely brilliant. So thank you ever so much for coming on.
Okay, we'll send that off.
Take care, Holly.
Take care.
We'll get the drawing to you, Holly.
Yeah, we'll get it to you. Don't worry.
Lovely.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome, Monique.
It was a great show. It was a great show.
It was.
I hope everybody enjoyed it because I certainly did. Boy, I learned a lot in this show. That was amazing. I might just hop in my car and drive down to the ranch after we're done.
I wonder if my microphone's been working tonight. Can you hear me all right? I'm not sure. Anyway,
I can hear you.
Good. I just want to say a big thank you to Brenda, who's in the background still, Brenda Brown. Look her up on Facebook, guys. It is amazing. Okay. And we'll be back this time next week with another fantastic guest.
Absolutely.
And yeah, we can't wait. We're looking for. Actually, you know who the guest is, Monique, already. We've got this gentleman lined up, haven't we?
You go ahead, Paul.
I'm terrible. I'll just put you in it, and I've forgotten myself. That's terrible. So, is it Michael? If my memory serves me right, Michael, is it? Michael? No, my memory's gone. I'm rubbish at this sort of thing.
We went from horses to human beings and spirits, so I'm not surprised. Our minds are a little.
And that's the thing. I mean, I'm getting red and embarrassed, but that's my excuse anyway.
Well, it's a reality.
It is absolutely.
Yeah.
So
thanks everybody for showing up.
Fantastic. Thanks ever so much.
Thank you for being our viewers. We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So
bye for now, everybody.
Bye,
Take
everybody.
care.
Thank you.
Bye.